I found your note in the rain, folded up in my coat. Old night, new skin, still caught in my throat. Your voice comes back in the glass, soft as a station lost. I traced it with my thumb, like it might pay the cost. Spin me back, spin me slow. Hold that frame, let it glow. One more sign, one more spark. Pull me through from the dark. Broadcast from the past. Come back fast, come back fast. Broadcast from the past. Say my name, make it last. Broadcast from the past. I still feel that way. Broadcast from the past. Take me where we stay. The first one knows your steps in the scene by the door. I hear you laughing, the noise like you lived there before. Silver on your sleeve flickers under the blue. Every broken little piece turns and points me to you. Spin me back, spin me slow. Hold that frame, let it glow. One more sign, one more spark. Pull me through from the dark. Broadcast from the past. Come back fast, come back fast. Broadcast from the past. Say my name, make it last. Broadcast from the past. I still feel that way. Broadcast from the past. Take me where we stay. Keep it in the air, keep it half known. Let the signal bend, let it drift home. Your shadow on the glass and it slips away, but I know your shade by the end of the way. Broadcast from the past. Come back fast, come back fast. Broadcast from the past. Say my name, make it last. Broadcast from the past. I still feel that way. Broadcast from the past. Take me where we stay. Broadcast from the past. Come back fast, come back fast. Broadcast from the past. I still feel that way.
Tonight, it's a trip to California. But this evening, it's a trip over to a different type of circuit. For Cyber Thunder, it's a road course. And Rush Championship Series presented by AI Chief. Tonight, attacks Laguna Seca, WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca for the Auger It Up 114. Catch it all here on Precision Entertainment. Good evening, everyone. I'm Justin Prince. Along with me is our producer, Ryan Bauer, for the season's coverage using cameras provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Tonight, we go up and down, and we'll find out as we count down to green how well these drivers are able to handle the turbulence. this being our final road course before we head off to the postseason, which starts off at the Daytona Road Course. These drivers tonight going to have to figure out a way to survive without too much trouble here at one of the rare left and right circuits on the calendar this season. Indianapolis, Dover, Atlanta, Talladega will decide the rest of the regular season before we have to run forward up for the rest of the championship. Keep in mind, as we prepare for tonight's action, these drivers are going to have an interesting one. In particular, especially since this 2.238 mile facility has a lot of elevation change. They've been racing here since 1957 after all. Today usually hosts IMSA and IndyCar competition, but in turn, this track has the signature corkscrew that will have a massive drop in one of the major off-track areas tonight. Journey hairpin, one of the best passing opportunities of the day you'll see here throughout the evening. Rahal Straight also may see some sense before you get up down the hillside. It's 7, 8, and 9. So it's going to be an interesting one for the competitors tonight as we get ready to go for tonight's coverage. Greg Mitchell, keep in mind, has the top numbers coming in. But remember, if you're AI Chief, you can box now. Get some fuel, tires, and trash talk included. AI Chief Racing is your virtual crew chief, making pit calls, strategy plans, and roasting you all the way to the checkered flag. Visit AIChiefRacing.com for more information. Mitchell, the points leader coming into tonight, just mentioned, is 153 stage points. He got the best time in qualifying. That was near a second quicker than Andrew Caldwell, on your front row. Fellow Canadian for Nathan Dufton will be in row number 2. Dustin Payne will start in 4th position. Brad Holmes will start in 5th tonight. Andrew Portjoy coming off some success at Watkins Glen starting 6th. Rick Thompson's down in 7th tonight, with Ron Anderson down in 8th position. Cody Gibson will start in 9th this evening. Gary Bowman alongside in 10th. Matthew Semple will be in the 11th position tonight, with Chris Rose down in 12th. Paxton Frith starts 13th. Mike Stopperson along him 2.8 seconds back. Eric Anderson and Lee Campbell towards the back of those who took time tonight. And the last taken a time being Brandon Thompson. Tom Richter did take no time, along with Carter Lawson. He'll start towards the tail with Andy Cork. Brian Dorsey starts 21st. David Gainforth in 22nd. James Kinder starts down 23rd, with Steven Music in 24th. Casey Thomason and Justin Mason will start in the 26 spots tonight. And the Auger It Up, 114. Sea wire conditions for tonight's festivities. Here at the track, it is very cool actually. It's a late start for the afternoon in sim after all. 83 degrees for the track temp will be what these competitors will deal with today. Cool 66 degree temperatures on iRacing Day, May 15, 2026. Talk about the stages tonight. It's going to be a little bit of a tighter one for the first couple. 10 and 13 respectively in the first 2 stages, so about a 10 lap sprint apiece early on. But that last stage is going to be critical with the 60% fuel. 28 laps to go forth. So these drivers will nearly double, in fact, nearly triple the stage compared to the normal green flag distance later today. Look at all the debris in the background, by the way. A lot of marbles and a lot of sand kicked up from practice and qualifying. Drivers will have a lot to deal with on the cold tires off the jump. See your various cameras, by the way, tonight. At least 6 viewpoints available here this evening. All the competitors will have to make sure they keep themselves hydrated, but also keep themselves smooth. Was going to be a tricky one. There were a lot of incident points in final practice for good reason tonight. Now, drivers have been told to be warned of how they're going to handle the pit entry and exit. Race Control did inform us prior to tonight. Full yellows will come out at 11 and 24 end of stages for those respective laps, essentially. So we will get yellows to at least bunch back up the field, make things interesting for the strategy to consider here tonight. Are you prepared for a busy night? We hope you are. We hope you're enjoying tonight's coverage. We're also on TikTok tonight at Go Precision. Be sure to tune in there as well to be able to watch along with the action. Hope you're enjoying on multiple different platforms tonight. Putting it on the YouTube also. We're about to see if Greg Mitchell can pull away. He had a lot of intense racing at the Glen. This time, going to be a lot different possibly. Some of the drivers at the back catching up, but the rest of the field down the front straightaway. All set to go for Rush Championship Series Racing presented by AI Chief. Green flag is out. We're underway from Laguna Seca. Greg Mitchell gets clear on the opening lap already, able to get ahead of the 46. Matthew Seppel with contact, and there goes the 60. Around goes one of the drivers in Lee Campbell, and everybody else zips on by with no issues. The opening sector, all the rumble the way towards turn 5, just like that. Mitchell already yarding away by half a second, already looking a little bit stronger under braking compared to the 46. It's going to allow the distance to grow pretty quickly as Pojoy and company follow. Here's a look at Caldwell. Here's going to be the look for the corkscrew. This is the terrifying drop for these drivers with the elevation. Going to be significant here. A several-story drop. Caldwell nearly lost it. That's now more than a second already picked up by the 55 of the opening lap alone. Already having some of the drivers on the spins there. You see Chris Rose having issues. Rose is stuck at the side of the road. He's able to get recovered back. He had some help, believe, because his right rear's crushed in. Can't confirm, got rear-ended by Paxton Frith on a checkup. Front straightaway, though, for the race leader. Takes the first lap. Continues to run away with it. It's been a stellar season for Mitchell. Got at least the insight to some of the spreadsheet coming in. Andrew Caldwell came in second in the points coming into tonight on the playoff grid. Semple, Payne, Thompson were the top 5. Bowman, Holmes, Gibson, top 8. Stuyvesant, Lawson, Andersons of Eric and Gerard in the cutoff, with Andrew Popejoy now in the wild cards along with Jason Raymond entering this evening. It's a big race for the 25 in particular. 40 stage points picked up so far this season. Find out how that goes as Thompson's 91 continue to ride amongst those in the top 10. Look at this. Andrew Popejoy has some big boosts. This is for the top 3. No place to go except onto the binders. Dorsey already up 5 at the back of the field, and your biggest movers, Popejoy, is on that board along with Ping. Only moved up a couple respectively, 2 and 1. Already a spinner. Issues that time. It looks like for Dufton, it is going to put him down the order. Just like that, Dufton dropping all the way down to a battle for the top 10. He got loose coming out through the third to last corner. Nothing doing for the pass yet for the 81 and the 25. Remember, Payne getting himself a first league win in a year and a half. Last time out in the series. Doing solid on the road course to start as here's Frith. Already 1 bit of contact so far tonight. Trying to try and at least minimize the damage. He did put in a new paint scheme for tonight. That different look 21. At the very least, going to work through the kitty litter. Look at it pelt all over the track. It's almost like driving on sand and ice, if you will. Almost a mixture of the two. But of course, that part of the racetrack, as they make their way on through, no other issues as they rumble. Cody Gibson steps out on his moments on the off track down the Ray Hall straight. Will that mean Bowman will get a pass of the 5 Kings machine? Not yet. The 8 electing to stay single file, not going to force the issue on the side-by-side. This is a racetrack with the corkscrew in particular that it's a lot flatter when you look originally on the entry, but it's a startling amount of elevation. 12% took race drop, 59 feet, that part of the racetrack alone. It's an equivalent of 5.5-story building, some would say, from racing circuits. It's had some wow moments in multiple different disciplines, but keep in mind, there's also turn 8 and 9 that has another 10-story drop on the elevation change alone here at this facility. That's the run just after the corkscrew, but it's not as stark per se on the visuals. By the way, in the cube, here's Brandon Thompson. Keeping hydrated right now in the cube. Keyboard lighting up galore as he's got the full-on racing suit tonight in 19th. Taking the patriotic look as we are approaching Memorial Day weekend right now. I believe that might be one of the real-world schemes from previous, though, because it doesn't match his in-sim number. Clarification on that later. Right now, Popejoy looking like this. Take a listen on board for a moment so we get ready to start lap 5. Right now, taking a look at some of the battles, if you will, with some of these on boards. As Dufton tries to ride his way, a little bit slidey. We've had an issue for Gainforth, by the way. He's had to jump out of the race car and blown the motor fully. Andy Cork just came out of pit road. So just like that, already a few drivers having attrition, having to come down and pick up repairs, but there are no fast repairs here tonight. Meanwhile, in the diecast room, it's Matthew Semple, still 11th. Right now, Semple, he's had some good oval races this season, but today, looking to at least figure out any way to pick up more solid points. Would be 3rd seed of the postseason if it started today. Right now for Semple, just keeping a steady pace. The pace right now, 132.7. He's only 0.2 off of fall off. They aren't necessarily falling off actually yet. That's the big thing. Right now, if anything, some drivers like Greg Mitchell are picking up pace. As the tires burn out. Look up the road though. Frith is going. Dufton alongside, picked up some dirt on the tires, losing a spot. Will lose another possibly. To the outside goes the 47. Eric Anderson, at the very least, keep it cool, by the way, you see on the cams, as Dufton will get crossed up. There goes Anderson with them. Eric Anderson jumps up to the spot, and Stuyvesant looks to do the same. Got a pretty decent setup, though. At least got the big monitor plus the secondary for scoring to keep an eye on things. At least keep himself active in terms of what he's got information-wise. You'd have to think here on the screens. Past halfway in stage 1. Now, they did estimate the lengths of the race tonight based on approximately 90-second a lap average for these competitors this evening. Add that up to what's going to be a 51-lap race. It ends up being about approximately 71 minutes of green flag racing if it goes to schedule. We will have some of those under caution for the stages, of course, but for a lot of the drivers, it's going to be quite simple. Can they manage the strategy bump for the 3rd stage in particular tonight? That fuel burn we're expecting here. Looks like lap traffic already. That is 67. Mason happened to let drivers go in the Red Beard game machine. Right now, some others getting zipped on by Casey Tomlinson, having to let cars go. So already, some of the drivers are running upwards of 18 seconds off the pace. Diverson in his sake, by the way. He's been already seen 2 seconds of fall off per se right now. trying to pick up a lot more in his circumstance. He wants to be able to move up and ahead. He's got a gap on Gerard Anderson right now, but is trying to figure slowly to join back up to Dufton's pack. Mitchell right now the dominant force once again here tonight, has a 5+ second lead. Here's Thompson. Check it back in on him. Caldwell, Popejoy are the cars in front along with Payne. Payne is starting to show a little bit of fall off. Remember, in Michigan, he's good on the mid-run especially, but with the way things shaped up there, got the jump on everybody else on strategy. Keeping things very straight on the nose. You don't want to slide the rears here. Cook those Goodyear Eagles. Brian Dorsey, for his sake, was the biggest mover to start off the race. He's fallen back 2 spots here, though. That 9 taking a wild ride, remember, at Michigan. Made socials with some heavy contact with that time 76 after the top 2 collided for the race lead. Now today, just trying to get the nose planted in a clip that is 5 seconds of fall for ready. There goes Richter, and a spot picked up again. Paxton Frith, by the way, up the road is in a crossover battle. If we go up there to the 21 and the 16, they're currently going back and forth. You see some of the traffic going on for others, but Semple and Frith crossed up at least 2 to 3 times here. Frith just trying to find a way to keep alongside. No, the 21 regathers. Semple is now in the top 9. Frith has been not afraid to pounce a lot so far on his maneuvers through the pack today. Semple, though, put a decent amount of wheel into it to try and build some distance. Looking as they make their way up the hillside once again. Coming up towards 2 to go on the stage. You have Eric Anderson also throwing himself in. Dufton is providing pressure, though. If there's any slide for the 43, the 47 is going to immediately fill up that mirror if he can. Looking off track, though, that's a little tight. Dufton might go to the bumper. No. Instead, he's going to force Anderson deep. There goes the 43 up the racetrack. 2 to go, stage 1. Dufton, who had that slide earlier to drop him a -9, your biggest dropper of the field so far tonight. It's looking like he's still got a lot to fight for in terms of pace. Anderson goes wide again out of the Andretti hairpin. But Mitchell, he's got clean track and then some. Right now that gap stabilizing at 5.3 seconds. This is going to be a difficult gap to try and overtake for anyone. Stage 2 might be a possibility where he builds up this run again on freshies. Never count on some of the drivers like Popejoy, because here's the thing. That 25 you've seen scream across the screen in 3rd. It's running upwards of a second quicker a lap right now, at least last time. The average, though, still going the way of Mitchell. So if Popejoy on the long run can replicate what he's doing at the tail end of these Goodyear Eagles in a first stage situation, could be a really good spot for later. Coming up to 1 to go in stage 1. What's been a swift race so far tonight after the 10-minute qualifying session rather than the normal 5. Mitchell already zipping his way through after taking the 1 to go in the stage. One of the boss men of the field, Tom Richter, just trying to ride along. Carter Lawson, who's usually one of those who charges up after no qualifying, well, at least finds a way to take some strategy to get up to the front. Hasn't been able to do so tonight. With the road course struggling to pick up the tempo, he's already lost 41 seconds to the leader. That leader already coming up to Sector 3. As Bowman's picked up now the biggest mover award, up 4. Mitchell arches way forward and close things out here. A lot of dust getting kicked up by some of the lap traffic up the road. All of this as well. Mitchell will make his way out to the front straightaway. Green, white, checkered. Greg Mitchell, stage 1 winner. What else can you say other than domination station? Avoided lap traffic on the way to celebrating that one. Caldwell, Popejoy, Ping. Amongst those who cross the top 4, Thompson, Bowman, Holmes are in your top 7. And it ways back to Cody Gibson. Even further to Semple and Paxton Frith. As top 10 cross, just waiting to see when the old display now the top 10 have crossed. There it is. Yellow flag is out. Stage 1 complete. The 55 gets the job done. Pit stop's going to come up in a few moments' time. We'll take a break here as some of the drivers kick up some dust pads. You're watching tonight's coverage of the Rush Championship Series presented by AI Chief, the Auger It Up 114. Back after this.
You are watching Precision Entertainment. Let's take a quick break from the action of the Cyber Thunder Rush Championship Series, presented by me, AI Chief. Now, driver, while the field gets sorted out and someone out there is still trying to find reverse, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in the middle of a race and thought, man, I really wish someone in my headset would tell me what the hell is going on? Maybe you're running out of fuel. Maybe the leader is about to lap you. Maybe you just wrecked half the field and you're pretending it wasn't your fault. Well, driver, that's where I come in. AI Chief, your personal crew chief, race strategist, motivator, and occasionally the only voice of reason between you and the outside wall. With AI Chief, you get live race strategy, fuel and pit calls, real-time race updates, savage coaching when you start doing something dumb, and trust me, based on what I've seen out there tonight, some of you really need the help. AI Chief doesn't just tell you when to pit, he tells you when to save fuel, when to push, and when to maybe, just maybe, stop trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. So if you're tired of racing blind and you'd like a crew chief that actually knows what he's doing, head over to AIChiefRacing.com and let Chief get you sorted out. Because the only thing worse than wrecking is wrecking without knowing why. AI Chief, I've got your back. Now let's get back to the action.
Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's coverage of the Auger It Up 114, where so far it's the Greg Mitchell Show. It's been a very popular show on this network, it seems. After all, it's gotten a lot of opportunities to appear. I'm Justin Prince. Ryan Bauer is our producer here tonight, using cameras provided by Whiplash SimCams. Just about set for pit stops here. Coming to 39 laps to go. For this stage, going to be a quickie. It goes to 23. This upcoming one. And as they make their way on through and sort themselves, right now here's the main thing to consider with the lead lappers. We've got 20 of them. Kinder, I think, is in Lucky Dog spot, if timing is correct. Might be Brent Thompson, actually. He's got a long way to make it around the racetrack. We'll see what happens in terms of scoring. But here comes the pit stops. As expected, everyone's peeling on down. Let's see who gets what. See all the cameras working hard to make sure they get to the pit boxes here as they work their way on through. Mitchell will take tires, and it looks like just about everybody's going to take tires. Keep it simple. Off and away, Mitchell first, Caldwell, Popejoy, Ping. They race off about how they enter. Just about everybody having no issues on the pit lane here of this sequence. And we'll set up a lengthy caution period. Remember, 13 laps the distance, but that also factors in all the pace laps. So essentially, realistically, you're getting maybe 10 or 11 laps of racing in stage 2, realistically about 25-ish in stage 3. It all really depends on how this field plays out, though, over the course of the evening, where they'll end up. Didn't hear if there's any black flags served there. Thompson did amongst those pit here. And everyone else will make their way up to the pace car as quick as they can. Pace car, actually led by Andy Cork, who's on an alternate strategy because of the pace/damage situation. Cork still with a heavy bit of damage on his car. Movers on the board. +4 is your biggest shot for, but you can see a -7 if you're Chris Rhodes, and -9 still for Dufton. Getting ready for the restart, this time by Mitchell. We'll start alongside Caldwell, Popejoy, Payne, Thompson, along with Bowman are in the top 6. Then you have Holmes, Gibson, Semple, Frith, your top 10. Most of those were your stage point scorers. In stage number 1, Cork is the only wave around this period. Not going to be a lot of laps, actually, when you add it up here, with us going to the end of 23. Looking like we may get about 8, just about, on the total, because since we had thrown the caution on 11 with the way things worked with the stage, essentially 3-4 pace laps here. So it's a longer track for the pacing to catch up to the field here with the sheer size of this track. I can definitely tell you one thing, as we are continuing to see things sort out for the field. Mitchell is at that point right now where he's down the hillside. Cork is, with the wave around, is not even going to be within halfway of the field. Massive disadvantage on the wave around, let alone losing a lap, obviously, here. They're really backing it up this time. Down the hillside, they were telling drivers to roll it down to about 35 out of turn 11. Here we go, getting set to go as the green flag waits in the air. Green, green, green. Stage 2 is underway. Everybody rumbling their way on through, and Campbell again is sliding in the same corner. The Andretti hairpin's not been his greatest. Had one spin off the jump, nearly did it again. Everybody else trying to figure out a way to keep up because Andrew Popejoy off that jump got to second. Take a look at the 25 as he runs his way. Now he's your big mover. Again, +4 seems to be the only furthest mark anyone's been able to get tonight. But if Popejoy is able to provide the same type of racing we've seen at the Glen, could get interesting, and it's going to definitely help him in terms of those playoff seedings. Down the hillside, still 1.3, 1.4 seconds behind the 55. Right now, Rick Thompson amongst those providing pressure. Payne went off. Payne having issues as they'll zip their way through. The 76 to the inside. Payne continuing to bleed spots off the past few moments here, but he's going to get the crossover. Has the preferred groove. Thompson kicked out. Holmes couldn't keep the traction. Payne gets the spot right on back, and that cost them all spots / time. But this is one of your best battles now forming up with the way Payne's been able to get set us back on the racetrack. Thompson over the rear bumper. Finds a ton of pressure. No. Rumbling the way up the hillside they go. A lot of time to work with here in the stage as they continue to go. Gibson is technically also in this battle box, by the way. If you count that, Bowman absolutely is in it. They all keep strung together here as they've lost touch to second and third. By the way, as we go, Greg Mitchell, last time by, set the fastest lap of the race. 1:29.9, only person up in the 1:29 so far. This time, did he get an improvement? He actually went even faster. 1:29.3 being set by a race leader as Mitchell tries to get a quick breakaway and really show his dominance. Thompson loose again. Couldn't get the traction once more as they make their way up through the far to the near side of the track. All the way through 3 and 4. Marches on, coming up to 34 laps to go. Here's a look at Semple. He's falling outside the top 10 again to start off the stage. It's word to where he was running before picking up speed late in the run. He's got Dufton ahead. A lot of dust getting kicked up because the group ahead, Rick Thompson nearly got to the back of Payne. So the 76 on your pylon just fell to 7th because down in the corkscrew, he ended up mistiming his line because Payne locked up the tires, cut through the gravel, and now the 76 has fallen behind Bowman, who just hit the back of Holmes. Holmes with the save. Here comes Bowman with the run. Bowman with the outside, looking to make the pass. Thompson, no place to go yet in this fight. Hard sent by Holmes into the corner. Locks up the rears, but still keeps the spot as Bowman resets. All these drivers rumbling their way through as they make their way, coming up to 5 to go on the stage. It's upcoming time by, once again, here from Laguna Seca. Popejoy, for his sake, did lose a spot in the past moments or so. Andrew Caldwell retaking where he started the race tonight. So 46 definitely has solid pace, but it's not race-winning pace with the 55 there already up 5 seconds. Ping, by the way, you may notice as you just seen with this, is keeping at least within decent range after the reassurance of breathing space behind. Will there be enough to actually close up? See your track map, by the way, all the bubbles. The majority of them on the front straight away, all clustered together. There are a couple lap traffic bubbles that are in there. Casey Tomlinson well out to the outside. Right now, Popejoy. He'll just follow on for good measure. Reminder that if you're following along with tonight, if you found your way to either of YouTube or TikTok, if you use the username @GoPrecision, you'll be able to find us on either YouTube or TikTok. A lot of you following along on TikTok tonight. Be sure to tune in here on Precision Entertainment. Follow along here for tonight. We have different series like Moonshiners and UIS that are on coverage, UIS rather, that we see over the course of the week, with hopefully many more soon. Paxton Frith, you can see him just opening up the mouth almost as Semple rides behind. He's the one on the left. These drivers battling for 9th again. Semple yet again getting his end of run boost. Seems like Semple at the very least has long-run pace in his car. Just doesn't have the short one. It's been helping now to be able to keep up with Paxton, although the gap's going to 1 second this lap. Here's a look over to Semple. Keep in mind, Anderson, Gerard specifically, did gain 7/10 on them last time by. So the gap is rapidly closing for the 16 here in that fight, as Rick Thompson has been able to do much to pick up spots. Battle's picking up again with Paxton Frith and Semple because they're slamming at each other right in the background. Look at that cut in the background. Semple gets to the inside and makes the pass. There was a send at the corner before. Frith lost traction and ended up losing his spot in 5. Here comes Jerron Anderson up the inside. Here comes the 5. Oh, Frith squeezing. Will Frith give it up? Yes, there goes the 5. Oh, and Frith trying it again. Getting on the crossover on the side-by-side. Coming up to a couple laps to go on the stage, buck to the bumper. Take a look at track conditions, if you will, by the way, as some of the drivers sort themselves. Air temp not going to move. Track temp sure is, though. It's at 78. Cloudy skybox. So far, not looking too bad. It's not severe cloudiness. I'd say arguably partly cloudy more than anything. Gibson, for his sake, continues to ride along in 8th. Has not been able to do much at all other than drive at a spot, stay in that spot. Right now, for Holmes' sake, after the initial wildness to start off early on the stage, it's gone into a very calmish time. It's over the rear end of the 8 for good measure, after all. Holmes slides the rear, is going to have to hold on because there's a checkup with Bowman. Bowman yet again rumbles through and a slide off. Holmes off the gas. And will that set Thompson up for a setup? No. Defensive. Instead, Bowman sends himself. Holmes gets turned around by Thompson. A stack up in the final corner. Holmes and Thompson collide. Gibson drives by. And just like that, the 00 and the 76 bleed more spots. Coming up to the end of the stage next time by, Dustin Payne in his fight. Still looking to provide pressure. He has chipped away. Mitchell in his sake. He's ran away by an extra second and a half compared to stage one. He's even better. His pace still in the 131s. These drivers on screen in the 132s. The rumble through, coming up to 1 to go in the stages, upcoming time by. Coming up to 29 laps to go in the race. Been a hard place to pass here tonight for good measure. You've seen that from the get-go. If you want to get the job done, better hope somebody makes a mistake. Mitchell's made none of them tonight. Perfect drive so far. Coming up to 1 to go in the stage. The second pack. Seeing a bit more separation as Caldwell gets himself some distance. Payne, though, wants third. Not going to get it yet. Will he get an opportunity for a slide up from the 25 on the 1 to go mark? There's the slide that Payne's been looking for. Coming out of the Andretti hairpin, getting alongside, but doesn't have the preferred line for turn 3. Andrew Popejoy hugs the inside. Payne on the outside, up to 4. A send up for the 25. Payne looking for the crossover though. Parked off by Popejoy. Payne looking back up to the inside again. Inside line, Payne provides pressure. Up to 6. Oh, and he got contact. Payne gives him space though. Up the Rahal straight. Popejoy looks secure. Oh wow, out of the corkscrew. Greg Mitchell. Dominant day so far. Every lap led by the 55. And now we'll find out what he's got, what is in store for the lawn stage. Lap traffic moving out of the way for Mitchell. So he'll take the green, white checker flag. Greg Mitchell sweeps the first 2 stages here from WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. It's going to be a long ways back to Caldwell and Payne. Popejoy falls back a spot. In the end, that was just off camera in the final corners. Side by side for a moment, Holmes alongside Thompson. Bowman and Gibson got the edge. Semple and Anderson gets 10th. There's the stage caution. That's 2 stages complete. Once again, here in the Auger It Up 114. Coverage continuing up. Just a few moments. The field will catch up to the pace car. You're watching Precision Entertainment.
You are watching Precision Entertainment. Let's take a quick break from the action of the Cyber Thunder Rush Championship Series, presented by me, AI Chief. Now, driver, while the field gets sorted out and someone out there is still trying to find reverse, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in the middle of a race and thought, man, I really wish someone in my headset would tell me what the hell is going on? Maybe you're running out of fuel. Maybe the leader is about to lap you. Maybe you just wrecked half the field and you're pretending it wasn't your fault. Well, driver, that's where I come in. AI Chief, your personal crew chief, race strategist, motivator, and occasionally the only voice of reason between you and the outside wall. With AI Chief, you get live race strategy, fuel and pit calls, real-time race updates, savage coaching when you start doing something dumb, and trust me, based on what I've seen out there tonight, some of you really need the help. AI Chief doesn't just tell you when to pit, he tells you when to save fuel, when to push, and when to maybe, just maybe, stop trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. So if you're tired of racing blind and you'd like a crew chief that actually knows what he's doing, head over to AIChiefRacing.com and let Chief get you sorted out. Because the only thing worse than wrecking is wrecking without knowing why. AI Chief, I've got your back. Now let's get back to the action.
Welcome back to the night's coverage of the Auger It Up 114. Justin Prince with you, Ryan Bauer, producer this evening, with cameras provided by WebPlunge SimCams, as we are just about ready to see pit stops in about, I'd say, a couple minutes. Drivers are having some off tracks like Carter Lawson on the catch up to the pace car. Outside of that, though, Mitchell doing Greg Mitchell things. Has dominated this race. Everyone else in the quad box just trying to figure out what to do to pick up spots here. It's been hard to make passes after all. Bowman's your biggest mover with +5, and that's only because of an incident with Thompson and a couple of the others towards the end of the stage. Everyone trying to make things up on the racetrack quickly. Hearing the 5 got distracted by their cat catching up to the pace car. I mean, it is a big track. May as well pet your cat, give them some attention. And now we'll find out if anyone is going to get repairs done, as Mitchell will lead everyone down pit road, including the lappers. First one lap down for this lead was Thompson again. 55 is down. Should see everyone peel down for straight up service. A couple drivers are staying on the racetrack, including James Kinder, but they would have to pit eventually anyhow. There he goes. Mitchell there. Kinder is your lucky dog to confirm as the tires get put on the cars. Once again, Mitchell the first off. Once again, Caldwell the second off. Third, a little bit closer. Could have gone Payne or Popejoy's way. It is Popejoy's way. Bowman came out behind them. Gibson, Thompson amongst the order, coming off and amongst the top spots inside the top 7. No major repairs being done by the field either, so we'll continue to pace along here in this one. Keep in mind, Greg Mitchell is working with Andrew Popejoy tonight, interesting enough. So the two are on the same page on their approach. And I'm looking to potentially use the same speed bits, make the strategy work possibly, and it's been working perfectly for the two of them. We'll catch you up to the field here as they go about. Why do we take the opportunity to speak with your current race leader, Greg Mitchell? Currently continues to control things up front. Greg, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
How does it feel being in your own world so far tonight?
Well, it's kind of nice. I am watching Caldwell a lot. He's running some pretty good lap times as well. So if I make any mistakes, he's going to be there to pounce. So he's keeping me honest.
So how would you describe the feel of this car overall at a track like this tonight with the elevation change?
Yeah, it's really loose in the rear end, so you just got to manage those rears. It's kind of a debate being in second off of 1 and 11, but as long as you can just keep from the wheel spin, it's got decent drive off. You just got to manage it, but it drives pretty nice. It's fun and loose, and that's always a good time in these things.
What's the approach for stage 3?
I think we'll probably get close to splitting this thing in half. If I have a little bit of gap, God willing, then I'll just probably pit a lap or two after Andrew or something like that. We'll see. We'll see what the gap looks like, but if there is anything. But we'll just plan on splitting the stage, and hopefully we can keep her out front.
Well, they just extended the caution once you get back to planning here, because this is an extra pace lap. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Greg Mitchell has an extra pace lap here as a result. We did hear there was something that happened to Thompson here. Rick Thompson just had an incident where he's gone off the racetrack. I'm not sure what's happened here to him. Let's see if we can take him out of the void. He is alone tonight. Let's see. Rick, here something just happened on the track. What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. I just all of a sudden lost a little steering input, and it just went straight, and then it wouldn't turn at all. And now I hit the wall. I got some damage, and so I'm trying to get as much of it fixed as I can under this yellow. I'll just start in the back and see what I can do from the back. Unfortunately, it's just an unfortunate, some kind of electronic malfunction or something.
How difficult is this racetrack overall, though, tonight? We've seen you already getting very physical in stage 2.
Yeah, it's tough to pass, and people are blocking the lines, and then they get loose in front of you, and I didn't mean to kind of get into the 0-0 there, but he was already kind of shoved into the second line on that last corner, and so I figured I could go under him and continue through, and he kind of tried to close the door on me halfway through, and so unfortunately got into him.
So, by the way, your pace car is passing by you right now.
Yeah, I just saw that, so now I'm going to be a lap down, thanks.
So what's the game plan to try and salvage points here?
Going to be try to save as much fuel as I can, and maybe try to, I don't know, I'll probably just try to take tires only, fuel only or something, do like a splash and go, and see if I can't pick up some spots. I'm obviously out of the top 5 where I've been running all night, but it is what it is now. I got to deal with the crap that I'm in.
Good luck here, Rick.
Appreciate it.
Rick Thompson having some frustrations, obviously. And right now we're at 1 to go signals yet again. Try one more conversation real quick. We're at 1 to go for Andrew Caldwell. He's been holding on to second most of the night. Andrew, real quickly, how are you feeling about the car?
Oh, I don't know. Hello? Is this working?
Hello.
Oh, okay. Feels pretty good. Nowhere close to Greg's speed, but definitely good enough for second. Popejoy's, he's pretty fast too. He got me there on the last restart, but we were able to get him back. So just hoping to maintain P2. That's really the goal right now.
So how difficult will it be to try and match up the speed of the 55, especially since it's coming nighttime all of a sudden?
Yeah, my best shot is to try and outbrake him into 1, and after that, he's really good on these cold tires, and I got nothing for him.
Coming up to the slowdown point, once you get going here.
Thank you.
Again, to channel 4 goes Andrew Caldwell. You can hear him working hard on the gears already. They have told drivers to slow up. Coming out of this part of the racetrack here tonight. They're stacked up a little bit closer to the pace car this time. Still trying to catch up to the leaders. Some of the drivers are. But Mitchell in control. Let's take a listen in on the lap. Let's find out if the brakes work for the 46. Try to jump it. Mitchell still got a better launch. We're backing away. Everyone rumbling the way on through as some 2x2 at the very back of the top 10. Some lap cars somehow got mixed in there also. All of the bubbles staying well together though. Holmes going up the inside. He wants to take a pass on Payne immediately and does very easily. Well, that strategy about braking didn't work, did it? The gap has already built up to almost a full second for Mitchell. That fire-off is just so electric for the Greg, the points leader tonight. Looking on with Holmes, just hit the curbing. Don't panic about the distance though. He's got a decent gap to ping now. Not too many hits from the sausage curbs expected here, especially with some of the runoffs having a fair amount of concrete. Here's Dufton, who's retaken himself into the top 10, right in front of Anderson, Eric Anderson specifically. It's a decent gap, but he's been able to at least pick up some of the bleeding. Been able to patch it up 3 from the -9 to a -6 now in the day after his off track in stage 1. And now we'll find out pretty soon how everybody's going to do something, anything, with this situation in terms of fuel, in terms of the plotting and planning. Take a look at Paxton Fritz, by the way. Again, I think just actively thinking and plotting with how he's done. He's been not afraid to do stuff tonight in the 21. See him taking some different lines on some of these entries. It's worked. To pick up some speed. Semple in front, Bowman still in the train. This train staying well connected, actually, second all the way to 9. Dufton, though, in his sake, going to need to hope for a little bit of mistakes to build up. Wants to make some of these passes here on the racetrack. By the way, you've seen a little shuffling on the board. I believe there was some moves at the back of the field, but everyone else is still surviving. Semple, in his case, really loose that time on the corner exit out of 3. Up to 4 they go. Semple lands himself forward. Let's take a listen. Semple right now continuing to plot and plan here, but all this is to where we're under 20 laps to go. Look at Holmes over the rear end of Popejoy. Keeping the pressure high as Caldwell's pulled the gap. Right now, it's going to be an interesting one to figure out who's going to actually be on the podium. Because first, I think, is a lock if there's no mistakes. Second might be a lock, but it's not a full lock. It might be a half-open padlock. See there, Gibson, by the way, passing Campbell. It's one of those spots right now with the battle for third in particular where it might come down to, unless there's major differences, pit strategy or execution. I haven't seen too much of Campbell tonight. You see him, all the rafters just riding it out. Didn't have any issues off the stage to start as lap traffic moves alongside. Opens the door for Payne. Where is he going? That was a big sin. That was not going to stick. Holmes going to try and make the pass back. Inside line for the 00. Outside line for the 81. They go back single file and it's blocked off. Payne trying it again. Holmes pushed up onto the marbles. And Payne retakes that spot again. Although he got loose, and Holmes gets the run, and Holmes gives him the door in response. Bowman, he's in the cleanest position out of them all in these top 3 battles here. He can take advantage of all this if he's able to pick up a spot quickly, and Holmes is running away with one. Semple not able to really even make any inroads, by the way, and all that. He stayed about equal despite all the sends. They've allowed third on forward to run away fully now. That gap is now definitely built up by a decent margin of upwards of more than a second and a quarter. Result of all that squabbling here in this one. Down the hillside, the rumble coming to 18 laps to go. Mitchell well in control. Cody Gibson just had an issue. Cody Gibson is falling down the order in the 1, and he is well off the racetrack right now in the corkscrew. He did not get a good entry to it at all, and off the Rahal straight hooked well right and went to the deepest part of the runoff. Don't know if I've actually seen anyone pull this far, but he did. Watch. Look at his right side tires looped up coming under the braking. That sent him well off, and he's got even more issues. He just went straight off. I think there's an issue for Cody Gibson. Cody Gibson just had to tow the car, and after showing top 10 speed, the one machine is out. That's our first tow of the stage. Just like that, we've only had 3 DNFs so far, 3 off track at least. Everyone else has been able to still keep running despite the hits. 16 on the ride, still looking to see what happens in front because they're bottlenecking again, and Popejoy's falling back into them. Like a technical blick for Holmes there. That's a little bit sketchy. Here comes Bowman. All right, Gibson officially is done for the night. He's officially left. Nothing doing in terms of the bumper this time for the 81 after some deep lunges already in this fight. Remember, they started this race with about 11 gallons on the fuel tank coming into tonight. That was 11.2 specifically. They've got to be thinking pit stops pretty soon. We're about running the length of the stage next time by so far. Oh, trouble! Payne locks it up under braking in the corkscrew. The 81 having issues under the braking. Nearly rammed the back of Holmes and cooked the front. Make sure he didn't destroy the 00. They've now stacked right behind Popejoy here, and Payne's got problems. He just hit the curbs hard. Now it's Bowman alongside of the backdrop as Popejoy holds on in front. Bowman didn't get the outside to work behind him, so reshuffle. Semple regains, and now Frith and Dufton about to join the fight also. It's getting a little bit too argy-bargy here with Payne and company. Here's the look again. Oh, look at the sand up in front. Popejoy covered off the corner, coming up and through the Andretti hairpin. All this is now setting things up for what's going to be an interesting of this one. We did have a pit stop this time. Lee Campbell just came down, but for 3 seconds, apparently. Not sure what happened there. They just came in, stopped, and go. So not scheduled, I think, if that's the case for the 60, as we keep an eye on the rest of the leaders up front. Right now, it's the 00 on the pressure. Take a listen to some of the sounds. You can just hear some of the issues under the braking right now for Andrew Popejoy. Take a listen here. Just having a wheel hop. Look at that send by Holmes. He gained at least 3 car lengths on the entry and nearly went to the bumper. And gets stacked up for good measure also as they all line back up squared away. Oh, trouble! Simple just spun off the racetrack. He's going the wrong way. And the 16, he slid around on entry with all sorts of dirt. Same for Bowman. Bowman stuck it, Simple didn't. AI Chief instant replay. Well, the rare times of the night we'll see this, as you'll see it especially with all this dirt kicked up and all the sand. It's almost like driving on a sand trap up in turn 4. Right here, Bowman misses mark. Sample tries to follow it, corrects to the left, and nearly crashes the car. 7 might become an issue here, by the way, because he just about collected Semple on the entry to the corkscrew. All while Payne gets himself past Holmes. That's not going to stand again. Here we go again. Side by side they work, with Holmes trying to find a way to slice. He dices forward. Payne gets the crossover back. And off goes the 00. Holmes into the sand trap again. And once more, it's Payne back forward once again. Going along with Greg Mitchell, lap traffic going to start to be a bit of a factor here. That 55 will have to make sure he slices cleanly, makes some quick passes to make sure the interval holds up. It's under 5 seconds at the moment. Taking a look right now at Caldwell, by the way, as he continues to think of something, anything to do. He's got a 4-second cushion for second. The 46 definitely put the practice in for this week, the way things are looking. Looking like some of the traffic having issues. That's Stuyvesant moving out of the way, by the way, in that case. Take a listen on board. This is Brandon Thompson, 18th. Been following along smoothly here in the cube as he continues to ride. Pit stops are open, and that's about 14 laps, including the pace laps. And now it becomes the question: will there be a top-off situation later? Remember, it was almost halfway. Mitchell alluded to. Pope, Joy, and Payne open the window. The one thing we know for certain, though, is in terms of that conversation point, Mitchell said he was going to base his pit stop decision laps a couple laps after, when the 46 has to blink for the respective pit stop. It's going to be interesting if that will continue here, or we'll get to what was executed plan-wise here. Ryan on board with the 55, and it looks like he can't wait. Coming to 11 laps to go, Mitchell is in. And he's brought Caldwell with him, so a little earlier than he was planning maybe. But, based on the fact he made it about 15, I think could be in a decent spot with the fuel, possibly, to end this race here. Just got to make sure no slides to the boxes. Pope Joy, again, in his situation, has cycled into traffic. He's picked up a much better sequence though to Payne. Payne lost 3 seconds in the pit lane. 3 in the box, 4 in the lane, in fact. Mitchell's done. Caldwell still taking service, and Mitchell hits the gas. First time not in the lead for the 55. He still comes out third. Frith and Semple, at the very least, are going to be in a spot where they can make it for sure on the gas now that they've extended a lap. So as a couple of the others here. Here's a look at the 21. First new leader of the day. Question is, will he stay on the track to get the lead lap, or rather at least get the scoring of the lead lap when he enters the pit lane? Here we go. See, he's extending. Go even further. I think he's clutching a little bit. Letting the car roll a fair bit here. He's got a 5-second advantage over the 16 to Semple. Mitchell is quickly eating that gap per second, by the way. This continues to get knocked down easily. Look at the bubbles. Net lead, well gone. 6 seconds. All Semple can do is just let him go when he gets there. You can't really hold that much speed back. Hopefully you're having fun amongst those on TikTok here tonight. Just keeping an eye on that platform. At least 10 or 11 of you watching along with the racing action here this evening on that platform. Added on with the 18 plus on the YouTube side so far. The numbers are there. Love to see those numbers skyrocket throughout the rest of the season. So we have the quest for the championship, and your championship favorite Mitchell already to second. He is going to be hard to beat as there goes the 7 again. Casey Tomlinson having a rough time. Nearly stopped in front of the leaders. Trouble front straightaway. Brian Dorsey is doing burnouts on the front straightaway the wrong way around. He's got a tow. No, he's not. He's going to back up. Here comes the race leader in Frith. Frith zips on by, and Dorsey with a bit of a scare. The gap is now 4 seconds between the 21 and the 55 here. Semple and Chris Rose came down with under 10 laps to go in this one. All of them chew on as Frith just trying to at least set things up to charge at the end of this race. That's the only thought process here, because Mitchell just ate the gap by 2 seconds this lap. He's off the track. There goes Stuyvesant on fresh tires, the 20. Stuyvesant at least gets back on the lead lap for the time being. Dorsey looking to try and do the same. No place to take it yet. Frith is just indicating he's pitting this time. He really backed it off, and Mitchell's already to the bumper. Gave a love tap, in fact. Frith is in. New race leader is the old one, Greg Mitchell. Take a look at one of the closer battles on the racetrack coming up to the final stages. Tom Richter doing some interesting things, but he has to pit. He's keeping Semple close to him as he watches on. Frith still taking his service. Cycles at least to the back end of the top 10. I think he's got an issue on pit road because he's still taking a drink break. Yes, he's got a black flag. He picked up speeding on the entry. His chances are toast. One of the closer battles on the racetrack in these final stages is this one. These two are on equal footing. Dufton, Holmes. Holmes has been all with the top 5 here tonight in top 10. Taking a few different bounces in the double zero. Just at this point, probably just thought in his mind, can I at least stay out of trouble these final few laps here for 7 more times? All sorts of dust pickup that time by Holmes. Dufton takes the bobble, and Holmes misses the grip. Rear tires didn't stick. And just like that, Dufton makes the pass along with the smoked tires. Brent Thompson also smoked his tires up the road in traffic. Holmes thought about the bumper again to get the spot back. This time, no. Dufton only a -3 now, as we've seen a little blip for Lee Campbell, I believe. Campbell can confirm did turn the wrong way around and kept going. Last the pitters is in. Tom Richter made it 19 laps on his strategy. Closes out the final pit window of the race. Right now, you see how these two battle boxes go. Eric Anderson, Paxton Frith. Two very different age brackets. at this. Frith at least trying to pressurize Anderson with newer tires. He will. That is for 13th. That's how far back Frith lost on the penalty. That puts him in a deep bind. Next car up, though, is at least 8 seconds. In the case of Eric Anderson, it's getting very dark in his racing room now with the sun setting for him. After looking like it was turning into nighttime early in the session, sun's gone back out and peaked out as Richter mows the dirt. Here's Ping. Ping just trying to figure out, can he get an air podium finish in a row? He's been aggressive all night on the entries when he's been closed for sends. Nothing doing this time. Holmes on his pressure, has Dufton still in front. Dufton's not been able to run away. One mistake and Holmes can retake this spot for a point. See issues there coming out of the corner. Holmes lost a lot of ground and now he's spinning it. 2 straight corners, he buzzed the rears, and Holmes' chances to move up are cooked. Coming up to 5 laps to go. Has trouble. Some issues there for Brian Dorsey, who just about rejoined into the side of Gary Bowman. Gonna keep going as, oh, there's Dufton back. So after he had a chance to secure the spot, he gets an off track. Richter. Can he pressurize now with even fresher tires than Paxton Frith? Frith opening a lot of doors here, but nothing going for the 34. Less than 5 to go here from California. Keeping the pressure high in the final few corners of the race. Richter trying the high side, not going to work. Greg Mitchell in his case, domination. Almost 8 seconds up. 55. Been unbeatable today. He's led all but 2 laps because Paxton Frith led a couple with his strategy. Even then, that gap was eviscerated within minutes. A lot of off tracks going on in the driver's the other side of the racetrack. But when you go back to the tapes here and think about things for Mitchell, we'll say, at the very least, to start off that run up for the championship, you gotta watch for Daytona Road. There's a chance Mitchell, at the very least, gets himself in a comfortable spot to get an advancement to the next round from there if he's able to replicate that time. Officially 3 to go as all of them trying to work on these boxes. Hard on the wheel. A lot of wheel movement for Campbell's. Rick Thompson, his case, only got the 19th on his recovery. He had to come down for a quick stop and go, I believe. Anderson again. Back to him. Let's ride on board with him in the late stages. Couple more laps to go coming up here as we continue to follow on and see where the last of the battles go. Frith, in his case, having some issues. Richter is going to have the chance to take it away. Frith got loose on all the sand, and just like that, the 34 able to get back to P12. Off the track goes Richter in response, though. It's not working out well for these moves. Again, side-by-sides to off tracks to side-by-sides to off tracks. Every time someone's gone in a pass, they've made a mistake back. Tomlinson stomping in the apex. That is dangerous for the 7 again. On the swell, the 55 has marched himself to domination tonight. More than an hour plus of racing here this evening, going on point for the 55. Lap and a half to go. Here we go, coming up to the final time around. Thompson again, taking excursions. He's lost a ton of time. But it's Mitchell who's put up a ton of it tonight. 1 to go. Final time around in the Auger It Up 114. Pure control put up by Mitchell. What else can you say? For Mitchell tonight, he's proven why he's one of the top talents in this series, time in, time out. He's been fast on mile and a half. He's been fast on short tracks. He's dominant on road courses when things go right, obviously. While his teammate for the night, Andrew Popejoy, didn't get the best of finishes, I think, compared to before, with Payne now on the podium. Mitchell, though, has just driven the lights out. One more run to the corkscrew, keeping it smooth. No issues for him in that entire section tonight. It's been a great drive for the 55. He'll make his way through the final corners. WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, controlled by one Greg Mitchell. He leads all but a couple laps and adds another win to the board. It's Greg Mitchell who gets the win in the Auger It Up 114. A dominating day for Greg Mitchell. And there's no other way you can put it. 8.7 seconds is the interval. Caldwell and Payne do secure top threes here tonight. They were able to come away pretty smoothly in their situations. Dufton got almost back to where he started. Got to 6th. On 7th. Popejoy fell to 5th in the late stages. Semple going long, didn't work the greatest to catch cars, but it did get him up front on the newer tires to Jerron Anderson. And all of a sudden, Chris Rose is the one who gets the top 10. Not in the top 10 at the end of the first 2 stages. All you can do is congratulate the 55 here. Celebration time about to come into play. I think Greg Mitchell just clutching, coasting here. It was a strong effort for the 55 to say the least. Let's see. How is he going to handle this celebration this time in a different location? Car is off. Does he have enough to burn it out? I don't think he does. Engine stays off, but just park it. Show his dominance. Take more coverage after this. The Auger It Up 114 continues post-race after this.
You are watching Precision Entertainment. Let's take a quick break from the action of the Cyber Thunder Rush Championship Series, presented by me, AI Chief. Now, driver, while the field gets sorted out and someone out there is still trying to find reverse, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in the middle of a race and thought, man, I really wish someone in my headset would tell me what the hell is going on? Maybe you're running out of fuel. Maybe the leader is about to lap you. Maybe you just wrecked half the field and you're pretending it wasn't your fault. Well, driver, that's where I come in. AI Chief, your personal crew chief, race strategist, motivator, and occasionally the only voice of reason between you and the outside wall. With AI Chief, you get live race strategy, fuel and pit calls, real-time race updates, savage coaching when you start doing something dumb, and trust me, based on what I've seen out there tonight, some of you really need the help. AI Chief doesn't just tell you when to pit, he tells you when to save fuel, when to push, and when to maybe, just maybe, stop trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. So if you're tired of racing blind and you'd like a crew chief that actually knows what he's doing, head over to AIChiefRacing.com and let Chief get you sorted out. Because the only thing worse than wrecking is wrecking without knowing why. AI Chief, I've got your back. Now let's get back to the action.
Welcome back to tonight's coverage here on Precision Entertainment. Give a shout out to Paxton for tonight's race sponsor. Here this evening, the Auger It Up 114 is dominated though by Greg Mitchell. Unofficially, the distance 8.733 seconds. Andrew Caldwell and Dustin Payne in the top 3 with Bowman and Pope joining the top 5. Nathan Dufton, Brad Holmes, Matthew Semple, Jerron Anderson, and Chris Rose, all top 10s. 11th Lithuania, Lee Campbell with Tom Richter in 12th. Eric Anderson 13th. The last on the lead lap was Paxton Frith in 14th. Then Carter Lawson down in 15th, lap down. With him were Stuyvesant, Dorsey, and Thompson. Rick Thompson was right behind Brandon. The 76 was 2 laps down. Andy Cork finished 5 laps down. James Kinner 7 laps down. Casey Tomlinson attempted to run laps. He was 8 laps down. DNFs for Cody Gibson tonight of Stephen Music, Justin Vason, and David Gainforth throughout an issue on the 2nd lap of the race. So 3-2-1 tonight. Dustin Payne is the one who stands in 3rd spot tonight. Dustin, how would you describe this race for you?
Very interesting. This track is very challenging, especially with these heavy cars. It's just hard to pass, just weird angles to put the car in. Just definitely a different, challenging race for us.
It's made some aggressive sends, it looked like, in some cases. How would you describe some of the intensity you brought in some of the battles tonight?
I was getting roughed up, and I was just tired of getting roughed up, so I tried to make some dive bombs, and some of them worked and some didn't.
Simple as that, if you will. But still, it becomes the question, where do you take this forward? Because right now you're in a good spot when it comes to the point standings. Top 5 of the point standings. Only a few races left to go. Road course, only one of them left to deal with. What's your position coming on into the late portions of May with only a few races left to go until the postseason?
I just got to keep the momentum going that I have going, and just see where it goes, and just see if we can get some top 5s and some more wins.
Any shout you'd like to give here tonight?
I want to thank Paxton for sponsoring this, and Amanda and Corey for sponsoring as well, and thanks for Tom putting it on.
Congratulations on the run tonight.
All right, thank you.
Dustin Payne gets himself in third spot. As he said, some drivers didn't want to get roughed up. Andrew Caldwell, compared to what we've seen with Dustin Payne, it was a very calm race for you. You're up by 12 seconds to the third spot. How are you feeling about your drive off around the racetrack?
It was a pretty quiet drive, to be honest. Just had to hold on the restarts, and after that I was able to pace myself and create a gap to third and just held on, really.
What was the most difficult thing about this layout tonight?
Definitely turn 1. If you got in too hot, overshoot the corner. And same with the corkscrew, same thing. If you overshot that, you were in the sand, and it would have been a mess.
So that being said here, approach for next time out, because next on the schedule is Indy.
I don't think I've actually really ran Indy that much, but we'll get our practice laps in and hope to be competitive.
Any shout you'd like to give here tonight?
I want to say thank you to Paxton Frith for sponsoring us here tonight. Same with the Shermans with AI Chief. And I want to thank you guys for broadcasting for us. And I want to thank Mom and my dad.
Congratulations on second tonight, Andrew.
Thank you.
Andrew Caldwell, second step of the podium. Greg Mitchell dominates the field yet again. Greg, lost count. You've won again. This time you lead all but 2 laps. What makes this win the most distinct out compared to your other wins so far?
I don't know. It's always nice when you can start out front and not have to battle too many other racers and burn off your stuff. So it feels good to just kind of get out there and race the track. And I really love road courses. They challenge you in a lot different ways than ovals do. And this car definitely challenges you a lot. I used to hate running this thing a couple years ago on road courses. I just could not figure it out. It's a handful. Like it's a heavy car, but it's really light in the rear. So it's hard to get your bearings on it. So it feels good to win in this car on a road course because they're an animal.
In what way would you say it's an animal? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, just because it's so light in the rear end. Like it wants to push really hard on entry, and then you just gotta feather it. Like you're never full throttle. It feels like when you're coming up to speed. So it's just really hard to. And if you want to try to dive bomb somebody, it's really easy to slide up into them. So it's just got a lot of unique challenges to it.
How do you feel about the Brickyard next week?
I love that place. It's a tough place to win at, but I love the Brickyard. That's one of my favorite places to run. Yeah, that's a good one. Love the high speeds and the high speed corners. That was a fun one. I always look forward to the Brickyard.
Any shout you'd like to give here tonight?
Thank you to you as always for running the broadcast for us, man. Do a great job. Thank you to Tom. Thank you to, let's see who was Paxton, who sponsored us tonight. And thank you to the Shermans for AI Chiefs, the AI Chief sponsor this season. It's great having them on board. And I'd like to say hello to my family. And shout out to my nephew, Andrew, who had an awesome run tonight. I know he had a little spin there at the end, but he had a nice top 5. And he's really good at the road courses, so it's always good to see him run up front.
Congrats on the run here tonight.
All right, thank you.
Greg Mitchell dominates the field here this evening. Puts together a decimation here tonight. And in turn, we get set to go for Indianapolis Motor Speedway next time out. That's Tuesday, May the 26th. It's very fitting. After all, we are in the month of May. That'll be an 8 p.m. start. Be sure to tune in once more for the coverage here on Precision. But it's just about time to say goodbye for tonight's coverage from WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. A lot of people thank, including you, the viewers, for watching. For Ryan Bauer and our camera provider, Whiplash Simcams, I'm Justin Prince saying so long. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We hope you enjoyed tonight's coverage of Cyber Thunder and the Rush Championship Series presented by AI Chief. For more information, go to AIChiefRacing.com. We'll see you next time when we go racing from the Brickyard. Tonight, Greg Mitchell puts up a dominating effort. Here's your winner from California.
I found your note in the rain, folded up in my coat. Old night, new skin, still caught in my throat. Your voice comes back in the glass, soft as a station lost. I traced it with my thumb, like it might pay the cost. Spin me back.